right, Outlaw Radio Live fans, we are live on the air with one half of the legendary West Coast rap duo, the Comrades. But he is a gangsta. How you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I used to always say I'm shitty but fair. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, first off, I want to say before I get into this, I've been a huge fan of your work since I was a young boy. So I want to say just you reaching out to me I am absolutely humble and grateful that you reached out and are providing us with your time, man. So thank you for that.
Hey, man, I'm glad that you out there and you got this platform for us to reach out to. So we can get, for us to reach out to, so we can get this stuff out here back how it was.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Got to keep the real rap alive, man. And speaking of real rap, I have to ask this. What made you decide to get into the music industry?
Well, what made me get in I was just like a little kid coming up, listening to the OGs and that was pioneering in the game back then, and everybody wanted to be a rapper or had a rap. You see what I'm saying? So I think the part about me taking it serious is when I met some guys that was really serious in rap, and I think I was harder than them. You feel what I'm saying? And they had songs and stuff, and I was like, it came a little easier to me. It came easy once I started spit my life on the track.
And I have to say, man, you are one half of the legendary rap duo, the Comrades. How did you and K-Mac get connected? I've always wanted to know. What's the story behind that formation?
Man, the story is crazy. Actually, this is crazy. See, I knew K-Mac from being around the way, just on some street nigga shit. But who put it together was me and Mac 10 was like, both of us was at DJ Pool Camp at one point in time, right? We was in DJ Pool Camp. I was over there with DJ Pool, and then he came over there, and so I had went to prison. And so when I came home, when I went to prison, I had some songs because I was a solo artist. I had a couple songs with DJ Pool and Rashad Coles, and as I was in prison, my songs came out. So when my songs came out, I kind of was bitter, like, you feel what I'm saying? And so I started being independent, and I started doing I had a record called Wanted, and Mac 10 used to come fuck with me, and we used to be in the studio. We'd chop it up a lot of times or whatever. And so he took one of the conversations that we had. All right, my nigga, you're looking. I'm gonna call you, Rick. He took one of the conversations that we had about groups being dope. Me and him was talking about how dope groups is and how niggas are rap and ping pong off each other. And he took that conversation, and once he had started hoop banging, he used that conversation to grab me, and then K-Mac was down with him already as doing his hype man and going on shows with him, and he just combined us into that group. You feel me? Because he actually called me. I remember exactly what I was doing when Mac 10 called me and told me he got me a deal, and he told me the deal was a group. I didn't really understand it. You feel me? Because I wasn't a group. I was a solo artist. And so he told me about K-Mac would be busting or whatever. At the time, I hadn't even heard K-Mac rap. But it wasn't a problem, you know what I mean? I felt like I can make anybody hard, you know what I mean? And I really was doing some more wrong shit, and I didn't want to go back to prison. And I looked at my chances, and I said, man, I'm finna sign this deal. Groups, because I was a solo artist at first. You feel me? And I was kind of shopping some shit, but it wasn't happening. And so that opportunity came first. And I think Marvin Watkins had a lot to do with it as well, though. Marvin Watkins had a lot to do with it when he was with Scotty Brothers. We went to first David Mystery or somebody. It was somebody that gave them action at over there at Scotty Brothers.
And I didn't even know you actually roll with DJ Pooh, man. That's freaking awesome, man. I did not know that. That's pretty cool that
Man,
you all know that now.
it's crazy. I started in this game. How I started in this game, man. My story about this rap game is crazy because, I mean, we're gonna keep it real. I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets first. Rappers was funny to me. I felt like the rappers was trying to be like the niggas that was in the street. So when I first remember, I said that it was some dudes that actually had records, and I was rapping with them, and I was better than them. These were some dudes that was in the Midwest. I was in the Midwest, west or something. And so when I came back to Cali, I was telling my older brother, you feel what I'm saying, that I can flow, and he introduced me to Mixmaster Spade. And when he introduced me to Mixmaster Spade, that's when the DJ Pooh and the King T's and all of that came along. Because I was down with DJ Pooh and them first, early. Like, actually, the songs that came out was, I don't know if you know about Dale the Funky Homo Sapien, but like, his first single was my song that came out when I was in prison.
Oh, shit. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, the Sleeping on My Couch song, that was my song. I had that song recorded, and they flocked my song when I was in prison. I ain't seen that nigga since. But it was DJ Pooh's track, so at the time, Pooh was fucking with Cube, and that's when the first Friday came out. You know what I mean? So everything was accessible, I guess. It just wasn't accessible to me because I only had a couple songs at the time, you feel me? And so they was priceless to me. So I came home from prison kind of a little bitter about the situation, but we was still Gucci. Me and Pooh still cool.
And I have to ask this one, because this one is actually my absolute favorite songs that you and K-Mac put together. It was the song Homeboys. So the summer of 1997, you and K-Mac made an impact in the LA area with the single Homeboys. What's the inspiration and the story behind that iconic track?
The Homeboys track was, actually, I did that track. See, we was searching for a single, and we had a few songs. We was trying to go with Recognized Game as the single, but I think Priority wouldn't let Mac 10 do it or something. You know what I mean? So we was kind of searching for a single, and I just was in Street Knowledge one day, and I was playing with them whistles. You feel me? That was in Homeboys. That I was playing with it, and I came up with the track. Actually, Homeboys would have been like my first song for my solo record, but I put it on the Comrades record. It was the last song done on the Comrades record when we did the first Comrades record. It was the last one done. And so, originally, CJ Mack was on that song.
Oh, shit.
Originally, CJ Mack was on the last verse of that song, but when we made it our single, you know, at that time, people wasn't putting features on their singles, so we had to take him off the song.
And before we get away from the Homeboys thing, you guys also had a music video for that. I have to ask, who decided to put the joke in the music video where it said the Beverly Hoodbillies? Every time I see that, even years after, I laugh my ass off.
I mean, see, they wouldn't accept that neighborhood shit that where we came from. So we just kind of tweaked it. That was a Comrade thing. I don't want to take all of the credit. That was a collab with me and K-Mac where we did it. Because actually that truck that was in the video, all of that stuff was like our personal stuff or our friends' cars or stuff. You feel what I'm saying? We didn't have budgets for props and all of that shit. Because I remember that I think it was a 1958 truck in the video where we had grandma in the back. That was this dude named Comrade. His name was Comrade out of Linwood. He let us use his truck and took it to Beverly Hills. I mean, you know what I mean? The Comrades was kind of loved by the streets. Like, they fucked with us. You feel what I'm saying? It's like whenever we asked, it was a lot of people in the streets rooting for us to win because I think they felt like if we won, they won.
Oh, for sure, man. For most definitely. So the Comrades were also signed to Mac 10's Who Bangin' Records. How did that record deal come to be? And what was it like working for Mac 10?
I don't really know how I'm supposed to answer this, but well, we was signed to Hoop Bangin'. Mac got us the deal, you know. So it was going through Hoop Bangin'. Because first it was Hoop Bangin', Scotty Brothers. Then I think it was Hoop Bangin' Priority, because our second record was on Hoop Bangin' as well, but it was Priority. And I mean, in a sense, working with Mac is a brotherhood. You know, we brothers. So when we did work together, it was cool. But like during, we kind of felt sometimes during the mix of us doing our record and the stardom that the success that he had, and you know, we kind of felt like we kind of had to do a lot of this stuff on our own. You know, Mac would be there for inspiration or tell us the do's and don'ts, you know, but he was just getting into the game with Cube. So, I mean, the whole family, when we got together and worked together, it was magic. Like, it's kind of weird how, I don't know if everybody still fuck around now. Like, I don't really see too many people but K-Mac. You feel what I'm saying? I holler at him. I might holler at Squeak every now and then. It's crazy because I hadn't seen Mac 10 in some years, and I just seen him recently. You know, I told him I was gonna hit him up, but you know, I guess you grow and you just try to do your own stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Years pass, you know what I mean? People grow as an artist. You know, yeah, people grow as an artist and an individual, and they just sort of like, you know, go separate ways.
Yeah, you don't want to. You know, I mean, sometimes you feel like I ended up dropping Penitentiary Chances after the Comrades record. And it was a solo record that I did because I felt like I wanted to give myself a chance. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give myself a chance that I didn't get with Hoop Bangin' or whatever. And so I got a taste of the record, of the independent record. Back being independent again, I got a taste of it for myself. And, you know, I understand being signed to a label and some of the don'ts or the no's that you get versus some of the years, but I had to give it a shot myself because I felt like I was up under this certain umbrella of, you know, being from the Comrades, because I was a solo artist first, and then I kind of felt like I didn't get my full shot. You know, a lot of people always say how they still resort to my solo record. From Wanted to Penitentiary Chances to Criminal Minded to Born Ready. I got independent solo records that I drop on a regular. And, you know, they just fit right in with the clip.
Was an amazing album.
That was the record I had when I left Mac 10 them. I had to give myself my own shit, my own shot. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to have Sibo on the record, being from up north. And then I wanted to have J.O. Felony on the same record, being from San Diego, and me being in the middle. I like good records. Like I had a record called Phone Time on there with a female named Bird, where she was disrespecting me when I was in custody. You know, all of those records are conceptually done with basically people that are no names. You feel what I'm saying? Well, we can just get in there and rock. We don't even need no names. So I gave myself I had to do Penitentiary Chances to give myself a shot to see if I had it. And to this very day, I get good response on that record. I don't get nothing but good response on that record, and it was straight independent. Out the trunk at the time.
And, you know, independence sometimes is the best way to go. You know, nobody else owns your music but you, so that's the best route to go.
Oh, I'm dropping Penitentiary Chances again. I'm dropping Penitentiary Chances the first of the year. And I'm dropping one, and just the whole record. I ain't gonna drop no singles. I'm gonna put a couple, 2 edition songs on each one of them, but I'm gonna drop them along with I got another project called Whoever Said I Was a Rapper that's coming. Well, I've been dropping those singles every week. I'm dropping a new song every week.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to hearing those every single week. Just before we get away from the whole Comrade stuff, I have to ask you. In June 2000, you and K-Mac dropped the album, the iconic album "Wake Up and Ball," and that was your guys' last album. What happened there? What made you guys decide to go your separate ways?
Well, when we did Wake Up and Ball, I think after Wake Up and Ball is when I decided to, I was out of there. I didn't really it was Thug Niggas. That's what it was. That was the straw that break the camel's back. When we did Thug Niggas was on Wake Up and Ball. And we did Thug Niggas. Thug Niggas was was a song like Homeboys. Thug Niggas would have been the first song on my solo record. But we needed Mac 10 on one of those records. And Banks had did the beat. And so we put Mac 10 on that record. So what ended up happening was Thug Niggas got sold to Romeo Must Die.
Oh.
Thug Niggas that got sold to Romeo Must Die soundtrack, right? And I didn't like the payout. That's what. I didn't like the pay. I didn't like what I got paid. So it was over with for me.
So, speaking of going on your own, you also own your own label called Heat Rock Entertainment. How did that label come to be, and who is currently signed right now?
All right, Heat Rock came to be when I left Hoop Banging, and I had to have a label. You feel what I'm saying? So I started Heat Rock, and at the time, it was myself, and it was Marvin Watkins that was at Priority Records, and it was a good friend of mine named Lamar Carell. And so we set out. They believed in my music. And so it was like, my homies was like, we believe in it, so let's rock. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do. So that's what we ended up doing. And then we ended up getting distribution through Orpheus. I got a couple acts on the label right now. My son is a producer on the label. His name is Corian. My friends call me Corey. I got another kid named T-Dot out of Las Vegas. I got Bomb up out of L.A. I got a kid that's in the halfway house right now named Bishop J, who really, I just put him on a song with Roddy Ricch, and he been in prison about the last 8 years. I met him actually when I was in prison. I've been waiting on him, and so he's probably gonna be the first person that, I don't know who's gonna be the first person that's gonna come out. Feel me? He's still in the halfway house, and Bomb and all them other dudes got records. I've just been dropping my record every Monday. You feel me? When they want me to drop a record, we can drop it. We just gonna keep Heat Rock just in the mix. We gotta keep that content going. Every song got videos, and all of them is creative, and that's how we doing it. 2020, you're gonna see a lot of Heat Rock. It's gonna be a lot of stuff called Heat Rock, Re-Rock, or Re-Rock, Heat Rock, but we coming. We coming exclusively, dropping shit. We got Roddy Ricch on joint. We supposed to tap in with BG Perico on some joint. Who else we got on there? Shit, Roddy. I got De Niro. De Niro is another kid that I had the privilege of working with. I wish I had that nigga on Heat Rock, but he signed another one of my guys. He's on there. Who else we got on there? Oh, I got some songs that's going to be released too with Static Major. Rest in peace. And I want to give a shout out to Badass too. Badass was one of the first dudes that believed in my production. If you look on Badass first record, I think I produced like 4 songs on that record. That nigga heard my beats and just went in the booth and just locked it in and made Priority cut the check. So I want to say rest in heaven to Badass.
And I do want to say to you, man, my condolences to your friend, man. His music made an impact on my life as well, man. So my condolences to you. And I do want to let you know, earlier on in the broadcast, I actually played his Ghetto Star song. And before I played it, I gave him 10 seconds of silence, my way of paying homage to the late, great Badass. Rest in peace.
Man, it's almost unbelievable. He was so young, it's almost unbelievable. But I mean, you live and you learn, I guess. That was my dude, though. Badass was all right.
So I gotta say one last time, rest in peace to Badass. Gone but never forgotten.
Most definitely.
So you were also featured on Ice Cube's War and Peace Volume 2 record on the track called The Gutta Shit. What was it like working with Ice Cube?
It's like practicing with Kobe Bryant, I would imagine. You know, Cube was a perfectionist, you know, and I guess I would say it was a privilege to be on Gutter Shit because he handpicked who he wanted to be on there. You know, that wasn't the first time I worked with Cube, but each time that you work with Cube, it's like you learn something. You know what I'm saying? It's like learning from a vet. You understand where he's coming from. He might make you go do that shit 5 times. You feel what I'm saying? But it's gonna be right when you leave out of there. That's why I had him. He was on Penitentiary Chances too. He was on Penitentiary Chances. Yeah.
He was on the song Big Boys. Am I correct with that?
He's on the song Big Boys, correct? Right. I'm trying to get him on this song California right now.
Oh, I hope you get him on that song, man. You know what I mean? I'd love to hear some more recent Ice Cube and Gangsta for sure, man. You guys would tear it up, like you always do. I gotta say.
I got a couple. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm waiting on this return call. He gonna get at me though.
So I gotta ask this while we're back on the Penitentiary Chances bit. So you released Penitentiary Chances on your label Heat Rock Entertainment. What's the story behind that iconic record? Like, what's your favorite track off that record if you could choose one?
I got a couple, man. It's like It's Cold Outside was one of my favorite records. They had Christopher Williams on there singing, and it had a lot of truth in the record. I like to call that expensive. You know, it talked about somebody, the feds picking up somebody. It talked about somebody getting paralyzed. It even talked about a girl getting AIDS from her boyfriend. All of these stories is true. The names is just changed to just protect people. So that was a favorite of mine. Big Boys was a favorite of mine because it's Cube and Butch Cassidy. You know, we flexed on that. It just came together. Pimp Shit is most definitely one of my favorites with Too Short. You know, this is the whole project is my favorite, but you see how I said it's cold outside. It's just me and my bitch or something. It's just I'm into creativity, you know. So those creative songs I was glad I was able to do those.
And it's from the start to finish, the record is completely it's a straight banger from start to finish. So it's so hard to choose just one or a few tracks. My two favorites, I'd have to say, are Big Boys and Phone Time. I love those two tracks. I actually have those two songs on the track list for after the interview.
Yeah, man, you know, Phone Time went up. All of that stuff a lot of that stuff was true, man. We just twisted it. You know, a lot of that stuff was true, man. That'd be the dopest shit.
Oh, hell yeah. So going to recent here, some of your newest singles are Rubber Bands and Still in Me. What's the inspiration behind those tracks, and where can we buy them?
Well, both of those tracks is on all of the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and they on all the platforms right now. I just put them out through DistroKid to test the waters. Okay, Rubber Bands. I'm gonna keep it real. Rubber Bands was inspired by Count Money. You know, Count Money, receiving phone calls of crap, of straight bullshit, and I was counting money, and I was arguing on the phone, and I thought about something, and I said, you know what? The only problem I got is my rubber bands keep breaking, and I built from that. And so, but if you listen to the vocals of the song, when I was incarcerated, my mother passed. They didn't let me out of prison. They didn't let me go to her funeral. They didn't let me attend anything. You know, so those were the days where I leaned on hip-hop, really, where I fell back in love with hip-hop. I had nothing else to lean on. I lost my best friend. I was in prison. I couldn't get out. I mean, even if they would have let me go to the funeral, I was going to probably run, but they should have let me go. But, so if you listen to the words of Rubber Band, it say, I'm by my bread, Joe. Fuck who said so. For the niggas, for the system that, what is it? For the system that wouldn't even let, well, the system let me for dead, bro. You trying to say it talk about how I couldn't get out and how I had plans on bringing all the homies. I'm bringing all the homies. I'm taking all the homies with me everywhere. You feel me? I'm bringing the neighborhood to y'all now. You feel me? Like how I mean, I wasn't locked up for no hella crime like that, and how they couldn't show no compassion. So I was really bitter. So I threw Rubber Bands out there. The verse speaks for itself. You feel me? I ain't got the words down packed on me right now, but if you listen to it, it talks about how they wouldn't really let me out of prison to bury my mother.
And I do want to say, my condolences to your mother, man. I'm deeply sorry for that. You also mentioned to me via text about a beef with old label mates. If you don't mind me asking, what's going on with that?
Well, I don't really want to get into it. It's just certain niggas I ain't fucking with.
Makes sense.
Period. You know what I mean? I ain't finna be telling these corny ass niggas names and all of that. They know who they are. Certain niggas I ain't fucking with. They can get their shit together. They know who they are. We actually probably was tight as a motherfucker, but they know who they are. They done something scandalous, and I just ain't fucking with them. But I ain't gonna be talking off of no emotions. I just ain't fucking with them. If you'd have called me that day, I probably would have roll called a gang of niggas. But
hey, you know what, man? I gotta say, that's some real shit, man. That's some real talk right there, man.
Yeah, I just ain't fucking with them. They know what's up.
So I have to ask, man, what's next for Gangsta? Any new projects or shows? What you got cooking up?
What next for Gangsta is, like I said, I'm dropping a single every week, and that's on the project Whoever Said I Was a Rapper. I got a little homie that I'm putting this record named K-Stone, Fly Hitter. I had to say that right now because when you asked about who's on the label, he's one of my goons, and I actually got a label inside of the label called Photo Label. That's my little homies. That's all my tiny homies. All my tiny homies from Linwood that get money. That's like the next niggas. All of these is 19, 20-year-old niggas in foreigns and rollies and all of that. They photo. That's my side project. Photo Label. I got one-on-one with G where I go everywhere, where I interview people such as Dub C, such as J.O. Felony, such as Dad, such as The Relative, such as my homeboy Compton Diego, Dirk Diggler, such as the Music Life, where I just pull up to their hood with the camera and we chop it up. You feel me? I'm dropping them too. I just put a couple of them on a couple of commercials on my gram, but I'm getting the campaign ready for that to go. I got a couple movies in the making as well. I don't want to say nothing about the topic of them because there's a lot of thieves out there. So everybody can just get ready for that. I got a couple movies that I wrote when I was in prison, and they're going to production the first of the year.
Are you going to be going on putting them on Netflix and whatnot?
Yeah, I'm going straight to Netflix. I'm going straight to Netflix with the first one, and then hopefully the second one will be big enough for the big screen. But I'm going straight to Netflix with the first one. So with that being said, I got one-on-one with G. I got whoever said I was a rapper. I got Bishop J. I got Fly Hitter, Photo Label. Got Bomb. I got a gang of shit working, man. I stay in the studio and I stay in front of this laptop. This is the only time I ain't in front of a laptop where I can sit and hear my own interview. Crazy.
Well, you know what? I'm glad there's a first time for everything, man. And I do want to say again, thank you for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live, man. It was an absolute honor. This is the time that I give the artist that comes on a chance to give shout-outs to whoever they want to give shout-outs to, and also their social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing that.
Okay. My Instagram is Gangsta_Comrade. My Twitter name is Gangsta_Comrade as well. I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Bomb. I want to give a shout out to AK. I want to give a shout out to those niggas that to Jason that's calling my phone. I want to give a shout out to all the label mate Rock. I want to give a shout out to all of the niggas that ain't home, that want to come home. Like, you feel me? Just on some, I want to give a shout out to my boy Fatty and PJs, all the niggas that stick to the code. I want everybody that support the Comrades, Gangsta, Fly Hitter, Photo Label, man, everybody that keeps this gangsta rap alive, man. I even want to give a shout out to some buster ass niggas that stole my project, that be running around this motherfucker smiling like they hard and they marked. My bad. I just spazzed out a little bit.
It's all good, man. My show's uncensored, man, so you can say whatever you like. It's all good, man.
Oh, man, you should have said, oh, man, I would have been getting some head on this motherfucker. You'd have told me that. No. Damn, man, I should have videotaped this.
I'm sorry about that, man. It's one of those things where a lot of people would hit me up, you know what I mean? And a lot of people have already noticed that, right? But yeah, man, I'm sorry about that. But like I said, you're always welcome to come back on, man, anytime, dude. I'm a huge fan of yours, so you want an interview, just hit me up. I got you.
Man, I got you, man. I might have to see some of these tracks out there. I ain't no dude that be doing no diss records and all of that, but, you know, I almost did.
You never know. There's a first for everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But
it ain't nothing gonna stop gangsta. You feel me? Ain't nothing gonna stop gangsta. I can do this shit in my sleep.
Hell yeah, man.
Because it ain't fake.
Honestly, man, you could probably sell a shitload of records, man, by just your instrumentals. No word of a lie, man. You're a legendary individual in the rap game. So I most definitely agree with that, man. You are one hell of a lyricist. And I do want to say, Gangsta, thank you so much for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live, man. It was more than an honor for you just to provide me with your time, man. I hope you have yourself a wonderful night, man. And like I said, anytime you need an interview, you hit me up. I got you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, and I'm going to blow you up because I got a lot of shit to say. And I want everybody to tap into my gram, Gangsta_Comrade. Linwood niggas is on top. Closed session. My nigga Bomb. Any nigga want it, they can meet me on Crenshaw. I'm on Crenshaw on 30th right now. We can do whatever y'all want. I want to say rest in peace to my boy Nipsey, Neighborhood Nip. Free Belito. Free GD. That's it. My niggas, happy birthday to my nephew, Sneaky T. T-Hood. I'm just a ghetto nigga, man. It's like that. I love the hood. I got a house full of homies. We can do it. Kevin Hart in the project, Fatty, all of them. Bompton, Baby Dog. What's the little nigga? Little Leak Dog. I got a Scooby Nut. Who else? Meek Dog. Oh, I can't forget Meek Dog. Smack. My nigga said having things. Fathead, Grande, L Bud. What up, cuz? Yeah, all my niggas. We meet at the round table. It ain't no fault. You feel me? Rest in peace, Badass. Rest in peace, Spawn. Shit, rest in peace to my Uncle Larry, man. You know, he ain't got nothing to do with hip-hop, but he played the shit out of the Dramatics.
Rest in peace to all the fallen comrades,
I
man.
give a shout-out to my boy Tip and Silky. Suge Gotti, Omar Ray. Who else? I forgot. Dane Webb. What's the bus? The bitch that, I want to give a shout out to the fat bitch that put me out last night. Eastside. I'm still thugging. But yeah, that's you know. Hey, this was beautiful.
Hey, man. I want to say, Gangsta, again, thank you, man. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, so just the fact that you provided me with 36 minutes of your time is a fucking honor, man, so thank you.
Hey, man, next time I'm calling you, I ain't doing nothing but rap. Unreleased shit. Just put any beat, and I'm going.
Hell yeah.
Remember, I thought anything, you could do that, you could be like, what's the nigga name? Maybe trying to kind of sneak this to LA artist a little bit. What's the nigga name? Dang, I don't even know the nigga name. He ain't even that important to me. What's the nigga name? Niggas be freestyling on this show.
I haven't had anybody freestyle on the show, truthfully, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we could, man, the next time I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna even see some exclusive new music, man, so you can, cause I got some shit with Roddy, Static Major, Bomb, Bishop J, Kevin Lord, Fly Hitter. I got some shit, man. With some cats.
Man, that's some crazy shit, man. Those are some great fucking artists, man. Guarantee you there's some great legendary tracks there, man. But Gangsta, I want to say again, thank you for coming up on Outlaw Radio Lab, man. You and the homies have yourself a wonderful night, and we most definitely will keep in touch.
All right, man, for sure. He rock. They bud. All right.